Okay, today we're going to talk about EcoWater water softeners. Yes, EcoWater is a manufacturer. They began manufacturing water equipment back in the, I guess under the Lindsay name, the late 1800s, early 1900s, and they've been manufacturing water softeners ever since. EcoWater is a corporation. You can check out some of my other videos where I've actually been to their site. They have a factory up in Minnesota and one down in Mississippi. They have one other factory that does reverse osmosis in another state as well. So when they manufacture products, they're manufacturing for all over the world. Yeah, they are the largest water softener manufacturer in the world. And they also happen to partner with Costco. And so a lot of people are trying to understand what's the value of an EcoWater water softener. And so I thought I'd put this video together because water softeners are dependent upon what you want, right? What do you want? So today, what we're going to do is we're going to impact you with what is important to you when it comes to water softener. So first, people usually fit into a couple different categories. One, they're going to live in the home forever, and the other one, they're probably going to flip the house in a short period of time. So the person who's going to be flipping the house in a short period of time typically wants to go less expensive. They want to go cheap. I get that. Now, what I will argue today, just so that you people that are out there that are doing that is like that, when you invest into a water filter system for your home, you're investing into a quality product or more or less an appliance for your home. So it increases the value of the home. That's the argument I'll have with a lot of customers. By the way, it's not my argument, but if you go to the National Builders Association, guess what the number one thing that builders want to do today in order to garner a higher priced home? Anyone got a guess? Yes, it is making the home more healthy. So what makes the home more healthy, right? Well, good quality water filtration equipment is going to obviously make this body more healthy. So builders do see that there's a higher value, and the builders see that because the consumers are demanding it. So the old days where we wanted to put granite countertops in, well, almost every house today has granite countertop. What makes it worth more money? Well, a good quality water system does separate two homes that are virtually identical from each other, right? So if I'm a consumer and I'm going to look at a house and I want a real healthy home, and this one has all that water equipment and this one doesn't, well, doesn't that make, in my eyes, that worth more money? And in today's world, where we know that we have forever chemicals being added to the EPA list of toxic substances that are in water, and by the way, that has not happened since 1996. So if that's now the case, then maybe buying water filter systems would make a lot of sense. Now, I took the liberty of coming out here today to our warehouse because we have the ability, because we're a service center too, we service almost all of Chicagoland. We do tons of different work, and we work on lots of different equipment. So whether it's Fleck, Autotrol, Eco, Kinetico, Culligan, we can work on almost anything for your home. And so what I want to do is I want to spell out the value proposition of EcoWater. Now, it is, again, for that person who understands that there's a value because it's going to make the water more healthy, and also it's for the person who wants something to last longer. So I'm going to now talk about why it lasts longer. Number one, let's take a look at a couple things. Lasting longer and making you more healthy. Why is it more healthy? Because it has an NSF 44 certification. EcoWater is virtually, I think, almost the only company that has their water softeners get NSF 44 certified. I think there's a couple more. Kinetico, I think, on their unit has one as well. Now, that means that NSF, National Sanitation Foundation, did in fact throw thousands of gallons of water at one of these systems, and then they tested it to make sure that it was still working, right? Conversely, a guy, Chuck in the truck, can go ahead, if we look over here, can go ahead and take a control valve and go ahead and throw it on side of a tank and call that a water softener and say to you it's exactly the same thing. Well, it's not. The difference is Chuck in the truck spun a valve, put it on a tank, and put filter material or resin inside. And if you catch some of my other videos, I sort of show you what that resin looks like, and they can call it a water softener. Well, it's a water softener. Just like if I built a car in my garage out of a kit from, I don't know, Popular Mechanics, I could call it a car because it has 4 wheels and it has an engine, but is it really a good quality piece of equipment that protects my family as it drives down the street? Well, when we take a look here at the EcoWater product, EcoWater is the manufacturer from head to toe. It's not Chuck in the truck buying parts from China. It's literally manufacturing that's down in Mississippi, where they actually build this thing and then send it to independent lab, sort of like how a car gets submitted to NHTSA, right, National Traffic and Highway Safety, whatever, to be able to prove that if it gets in a front-end accident, your family's safe. Well, similar, this has been submitted to National Sanitation Foundation to make sure that it took the rock out of the water. It took radium-228, radium-226, and of course, barium out of the water. 3 toxins that are in a lot of the water supply throughout the United States. More importantly is that when they threw thousands of gallons of water at it with rock attached to it, it still softened the water. That's because head to toe, it was made in America with good quality products. And they have technology that virtually no one else has. They have what's called exact salt dosing and upflow brine. Exact salt dosing and upflow brine. Why is that important to you? Yeah, it's like, I'm talking like gibberish to some of you, right? Well, here's why. The gibberish actually makes sense because it uses less salt. And it doses the salt from the bottom up. Now, for a tech like me, I love that stuff, but the reality is for you, you don't really understand it. What it really means for you is that it uses less salt when it goes to dose itself. It has virtually 0 chloride discharge, so when it goes to clean itself, it's putting virtually 0 salt back into the water system or the sewage system. So that's an amazing feature, because when it needs to clean itself with, and you know, if it becomes half exhausted and needs, 5 pounds of salt and not clean the entire filter bed at 10 pounds of salt, it'll only use 5. That's their patent. Their patent is worthwhile because it knows when it's time to clean itself how much salt to use. Conversely, Chuck in the Truck's water softener, or at Angel Water, we've done those as well over the years, those softeners are going to always do 10 or 12 pounds of salt. So what happens? It doesn't need 10 or 12 pounds of salt. So what happens with the excess salt? Goes down the drain. It gets into the sump pump. You want to know one of the biggest problems people have with water softeners from Chuck in the Truck is that their sump pumps go bad, or they discharge it outside and it's killing the grass because they didn't use exact salt dosing. So that technology in and itself is extraordinarily valuable for an EcoWater water softener. In fact, the only other company that's almost as salt efficient is Kinetico. They have a twin-alt system that is almost as salt efficient. Now, arguably, I like the EcoWater product a little bit better because their technology allows you to have an app on your phone, so you can actually see if excess water is being used. It tells you when you're going to run out of salt. So there's a lot of great features that EcoWater has that Kinetico doesn't have. Also with Kinetico, they take the same amount of filter material and put it in 2 itty-bitty tanks. Once they put in that itty-bitty tanks, if you turn on a lot of water in the house, it passes through that single tank and it can actually get what's called calcium creep. So EcoWater doesn't have that. They have one larger unit to be able to handle that. Now I want to show you the other thing that they have is what's called dual rotor valve. And what that means is it doesn't mean much to the average person. I know if you're not a techie, you're going to go, what is this guy talking about, right? But the dual rotor valve means that there's less friction. Less friction, less wear and tear, and that way the unit will last longer. What I can tell you from a company that's installed a lot of different products, I mean, we're over 50 years old, our company, and yes, we've sold Autotrol, we've sold Fleck, we've sold a lot of different things in our life. What we can honestly say that whether it's a piston design or whether it's this dual rotor design, this dual rotor design has a lot fewer service calls than any of the other ones. Again, if you're going to live in the home a long time, can you now see you need less service calls? So it costs you less money as the years you own it. So it's really similar to the fact that, what you pay for, you get. You put a little bit more money up front and you get something that lasts longer. You put a little bit more money up front and you got a product that's much more healthy for your family. So those are the 2 main big reasons why you might want to look at a water softener from EcoWater. It's a great product, again, made in America. If you like this video, what I'm going to ask you to do, please press like, Share it with your friends and family. Make a comment. I'll, of course, comment back to you because, of course, I love interacting with everybody on the phone or on the internet. It's really great to be able to communicate with all of you. And what I hope that you're able to accomplish or get out of this video is that you have to be the dictator for a guy like me. You need to make that decision. Is it short term? Just need to get by because I'm going to be blowing this house off and I don't really care if the buyer is going to be caring about their health and welfare? Or do you think that investing in value and investing in your health and welfare is worth a little bit more money? Now, in some cases, it can be significantly more money. I do get that. Chucking the truck can be a lot less money. It could be half the price. But the reality is you have to say, what is the value for me to get toxins out of the water? What's the value for me for longevity? What's a value for me to have fewer service calls? So I hope you guys get all that. By the way, if you have friends or family that are buying a water filter system, or you have 3 people that you love and care for that could benefit from healthy, clean water, share this video with them because we'd be most grateful to you to share that video. If you'd like to learn more about what toxins are in your water, check out the link below because certainly we can send you what toxins are in your water to help you make your family more healthy. As you know, my name is Drew. I'm passionate about serving you.